The results were 68% open rates and 42% click through rate. This email exactly made the guy $20,000, and I am going to show you how I wrote each line following this framework. What's up everyone, welcome back to the video. Today I'm going to be showing you how I wrote this one email that made my partner creator $20,000 with just this one email. How I wrote this email, what framework I used, and how that exact framework can be used by you in order to get the same results with the emails that you're writing. Let's get started. So this was the email that I wrote, and I used a framework that's called P.R.O.F.I.T. This is a framework that I made for myself in order to be consistent with the results and the framework for future endeavors that I do. I mostly follow this framework. It is weird. I'm going to be coming to exactly what each alphabet stands for, but I want to tell you a backstory about this client. This client sells his e-com mentorship online. He makes a lot of money. He's been doing it for a long time, teaches his students how to make money with e-com, and his offer is a $2,000 a month mentorship program where he does whatever. I'm not really into that. My job is to just write the emails, and he was struggling very hard. He saw my YouTube videos. He came to me saying that you can try and test out emails, and he was eager to test out he had 4,500 people in his email list. So he knew that he had built something, but he was just not really feeling the emails that his other copywriters were sending out. So he reached out to me. He told me that you can try out sending some emails on my list and see how results happen. Although he was shocked when we made $20,000 for him, but this is the backstory that I want to tell you. This guy was very desperate to get some results because he really had mastered the skill of this e-com thing, and he wanted to really reach out there to help other people out with the skill that he had learned. So I'm sorry I didn't have this very important last line that was written by the Figma software. I'm sorry, but the framework is P.R.O.F.I.T. That's P standing for personal pain points. That is relatable struggle. So what I did an intensive market research on this guy's audience. I went through all the comments. I did a few discovery calls with his students. I did a lot of things, went through his free community, went through his Instagram DMs. I collected a lot of data, and that's how I use this framework. P stands for personal pain point. That was a struggle that most of the people were having. R stands for realistic scenario. I wanted to create a realistic outcome for the students so that they feel that they can actually achieve whatever is being promised in the email. O stands for offer a hidden insight, the aha moment, the moment you can open up an email, and if you read something that you do not regularly read, or there's something written inside that email that makes you, what the is that? That is exactly what an email should also achieve to get the attention, keep the person hooked. F stands for future pacing. Paint the picture of the whole success, make them feel the success, make them feel the desired situation is happening, and through that make them click more. And I stands for immediate actionable step. The CTA should be very clear. The next step should be very immediate, a natural progression into the next step. Like I talk about in all of my copywriting videos, your CTA should be a natural progression inside. Should be a natural progression for the next step. T stands for tension and urgency. The urgency factor should be created, and this framework, the P.R.O.F.I.T framework, was used for this email, and it got a lot of results. As you can see, the results were 68% open rates and 42% click through rate. This email exactly made the guy $20,000, and I am going to show you how I wrote each line following this framework. Now, the P standing for pain point was addressed here. The main fear that all of the ecom people have is the fear of losing all the money on the Facebook ads, and this exactly incorporates that fear and uses subconsciously that through this email you will find a solution to the problem, and it's not gonna waste the money on Facebook ads. The major fear was addressed here. There was a realistic scenario that was added in this email. Literally last year, watch my bank account flatline while my Shopify store was drier than my DMs. I used a little bit of humor to address the major problem that the guy who is sending the email also had a flatline account, a flatline bank account a year ago, and he did some things that made his account not flatline, and you can learn it through this email too. This is how the R was addressed inside this email. Now, the aha moment in this email was generated through this line. Like I talked to you about in a lot of my videos, if you can break a person's current mindset, if you can give them a breakthrough moment with what they're thinking, we always think a certain way about a certain thing. If you provide a new perspective to the people, that makes them stick to you a lot. And that perspective was broken because everyone's out here like, just find a winning product, bro, but no one talks about the actual Facebook ads mistake that's eating your money faster than my toxic ex. Of course, I added a few humorous touches here and there, but the main aha moment is that people are getting a new perspective that usually they used to think that the main problem in e-com is finding a winning product. But if you give a new perspective, that aha moment is created in this email. Now, these two lines were just added in here to build more trust, build more retention with the email, in order to people have something to go through that's explaining their problem. The main line next was no more explaining to your roommate why you're eating ramen for the 17th day straight while building your empire, lol. And that line, my friends, I feel that this line made everything blast. And why I wrote this line, because I know the feeling of eating ramen for the 17th day straight and thinking in your head that you're building an empire. And I used that same feeling, wrote it into words with this email, and that was the future pacing that I wanted people to feel, that they need not now explain to their roommates that why are they living like this and thinking all day about building that empire. Now, the immediate actionable step was just one simple link inside a bracket. This breaks the whole perspective of people receiving the emails as just a new promotion, because if you just have this small link inside your email, people would think that what the heck, why is this email not a promotion? Why this actually make me feel so good? And that's why I added just a tiny CTA in this email that was inside the bracket. It was just want some help, please talk to me. And this CTA had 42% click through rate. This link was clicked 42% of the 4,500 people that received this email, and that is big. And the cherry on the top was written by the PS, fixed this one thing and went from this is fine to $3,421 in 8 days. Takes like 10 minutes, not even cap. Now, this completed the whole email with a few tension that was created through this PS line. And that's how I used the Profit framework to write this email. And this email actually, was a very good success. And that sign that partner created to me for mostly life now. And he was really dry, he was really desperate for months at stretch because he wasn't seeing results with his current copywriter. I'm gonna tell you how you can use this framework in your emails now. In order for you to use this framework for yourself, is first having a very good market research done on your audience. That is through discovery calls, going through the comments, going through everything. I even have a market research game video on my channel. You can check that out. Get the market research done for your audience. Get that Excel sheet that need to be made for that only purpose. Use this profit framework then to use that data and put into the particular alphabets. Use the pain points to put into the PA. Use the realistic scenarios, all those things. Use that market research to write the profit framework. And that's how you're going to create an email that would bring this big of results for your clients. And yes, that is how you would use the Profit framework for yourself. Do market research, use the Profit framework, create tension, create humorous touches to the email, create a lot of personal touches with a little bit of typos, little bit of short forms and Gen Z words and all that language. And that's how you create a good email. I hope that you liked it. I'm going to be coming with another email breakdown soon. Make sure if you have any questions, you put it in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.